And we are live for Wednesday Night with Those Guys. And Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those guys. Once again, it's hump day. What's good?
There was an error in the.
Oh, that's me. My bad.
Oh, okay.
That's my bad. I was watching videos. So you know when you open a browser, if you have it muted when you open it, muted. And hey, SJM Drones, JSK, John Olson, and whomever else may be lurking in the background as we start and get warmed up. There's not a whole bunch of us here, but people slowly trickle in.
Yeah, it's hump day, man, the middle of the week. How you doing, Lawrence?
I'm good, man. I'm good so far. I mean, it's a rainy day here in New York. I got it. Hey, Wayne B, I got everything I needed to do done. Okay. So today, early, before the rain, because once it started raining, I wasn't going back out there.
Okay. Why? What happened?
It's raining. It's nasty out.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can only get wet once. After that, you just get wet.
Yeah, I know.
Get any wetter.
That's true. That is true. That's true. What's up, everybody? Happy hump day to you.
Yeah, everyone, how's it going? I mean, I hope everyone's got decent weather where they are, or, for whatever's left for the year in those states where you get winter. And I hope everyone else is doing well. But how are you guys doing?
Marcel off Axis. How are you?
Man? JSK.
Hope everyone's well. There's some FPV news a little later on about this. In fact, well, we'll talk about it a little later, but
there's something going on with the YouTube studio.
What's going on? Is it glitchy? What's happening?
Yeah, the studio's having a problem with the actual play. I don't know why, but it is. But
can you F5 that page?
What
refresh it? Try refreshing it. It shouldn't break your stream because you're really streaming through Zoom.
No, I got that. I'm just saying to you, but it's just I'll leave it alone. It's not showing in the. It's all right. As long as the streamer's streaming, we're fine.
Okay. All right. Well, rainy all day there. Yes, you're right across the water from us, GSK. Yeah. Okay, I'm here right off the top. Gary says I'm here. Gary from Canada. Grant Aerials.
How's it going up there with you, Gary?
Yeah, hope all is well. Yeah, hey, Gary. You Canadians up there doing a real good job by keeping that snow up there. And I'd like to say thank you.
Don't worry about the snow. Don't worry about the snow.
Winter's on the way. I flew above the fog the other day. Okay, be careful with that. Transitioning back down and going through that fog is when the most moisture adheres to your drone. It just adheres to it. We got a dump of snow yesterday afternoon until this morning. Most we had in years, Marcel. Yeah, keep that snow up there, buddy.
See, they got the raincoats for the drones now, Lawrence.
Yeah, that's true. They do have the little silicone rain slickers that they put on drones. I've seen a few. I've seen one or two on a few pages.
I'm just interested. How long can it fly with that raincoat on?
I'm wondering, but does the raincoat cover the vents?
I don't know.
Good question. I was in a little.
I
was in a little hole in the fog. Okay, smart move. Okay. Smart move. And yeah. Now, see, my problem with transitioning down through fog is as you're coming down, if it's a low fog,
you're not supposed to be near the clouds.
Yeah, but you can have fog. You could have a low fog. I've seen a low fog, 100 feet, 150, 200 feet, skimming across.
You're supposed to stay below that.
Well, just install an umbrella on top of your drones. If it were that easy, but they do have skins, waterproof skins.
Like the ones that they have for you to sit outside with, like the little hat.
Oh, like the little hat, yeah. It keeps your head dry, but now the rain just trickles down onto your jacket and your shoulders and your back.
Don't worry about
Yeah. But if you got a slicker on, you don't have to worry about those things.
it. But Lawrence,
Mike Henrik, how are you?
I see a lot of talk now about the air units. I said like everybody then dropped everything else and is like, yo, the air unit. But there's been a few reviews on them. I don't know anybody that has one. What's the big
I
deal?
don't know anyone who has one offhand right now. I have seen a few reviews on them. All I can say is this air unit is taking technology leaps further
Yeah.
because you're going from an air unit that used to only have an onboard DVR and a 1/1/3 inch CMOS sensor, as opposed to now you're going to a 1/1/7 inch CMOS sensor. Sort of like the little small sensors they're putting in the hotels and stuff like that, larger than that little quarter size. But 48 megapixel for this camera, I think is a lot, but it helps when you look at the color and everything that this camera and this unit can do. My thing is it has a rolling shutter, of course. You'd already know 155 degree, 155 degree field of view. But what's most entertaining is the video resolution you get with the different goggles. If you have the DJI goggles 2 or the DJI goggles V2, the 2, you get video resolution at 4K at 50 or 60 frames, 2.7 at 50, 60 or 100 frames, or 1080 at 50, 60 or 100. The only difference between the V2 goggles is at 2.7K you get 120 frames, and at 1080 you get that at 120 frames. But the onboard stabilization is what's groundbreaking because they're adding the stabilization to your video footage. Or you have the option of using what they call real steady, no, rock steady. Yeah, rock steady is the thing that everyone's raving over. Yeah, that's DJI's version
Wasn't
of
that the group up in the Bronx?
the group up in the Bronx. Steven Drones, what's good? How are you? I used a Mini 2 at no issue, small gap. I can use. Okay. Well, just be careful when flying through fog. There are different densities, and water adheres to plastic. That's all I can say. But getting back to this O3 unit, for $229, you're getting 4K at 60 with stabilization, which I think is groundbreaking because now you don't have to put a GoPro on your drone. Hey, Michael Blades, you don't have to have a GoPro 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You can
That's how they market it.
Huh?
That's how they market it.
And they're doing just right. Hey, Gary's wife just came in and said to say hello to Herman and Lawrence. She's expecting you at the South Florida Drone Meetup. Okay, Gary.
Expecting us at the South Florida Drone Meetup?
I guess Gary's going to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
It's going a long way there, Gary.
Yeah.
You driving?
I hope not.
Or you flying?
That's a hell of a drive. They're going to hop in a private jet and pop one down for a day or two and pop back up, I'm sure.
So he's saying he's in the same group with your man Captain Ray.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. We'd love to meet your wife and you personally, Gary, as well. This O3 unit.
I'm waiting to see what happens with something here before I make the commitment.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few things that have to be finalized.
Well, all I can say about this O3 unit is I'm very interested in getting one because anytime I can take a camera, a GoPro off of a drone and make it lighter, which adds to flight time, I want to try it. With the bigger camera lens, hey, aloha, Sky Control Productions, how are you? With the bigger camera,
What's up, man?
Johnny Drone Flyer, what's good? The bigger
Johnny.
camera, Herman, you got a
Johnny.
bigger
Oh,
camera,
okay.
4K at 60,
Right, right.
4K at 50,
Uh-huh.
and stabilization. Those are selling points right there. So
Mm,
if you don't have or know how to stabilize footage, Big
right.
Matt, what's good? You
Big man.
don't have to. You turn on that option in the air unit. Turn
Right.
on stabilization and just everything comes out. Should be pretty smooth. Chris Jackson RC, how's everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Happy hump day to you all.
I hear you. I hear you.
So I do plan on getting one. It's just a matter of whether I build a new bird for it. No, it is not waterproof, but you could waterproof it with conformal coating. In fact, my last drone that went down in the water was
Oh,
waterproofed. It just the water was too freaking deep. And
oh.
Jody, drone shots.
Well,
Yes, you can
well,
conformal coat it, make it waterproof. That's what I did in my
when you
Cadex unit.
when you say it was too damn deep,
Well,
you think
knowing
you couldn't retrieve it, or is it that?
I couldn't retrieve it. You know
Oh,
how the water, okay, here's an example of the water. You know where the water is, how the water is over by Calvert Vaux? You have what looks like sand and mud. It looks like sand, but as you go further into it, it turns into mud. Well, me being a non-swimmer, I
mhm.
wasn't going to do it. And plus, where it went down, I would have had to search and go underwater, and I was not. Listen, I was not. And I just took it as a loss. I said, oh, well, it went down. I
Right.
thought I could recover it, but I couldn't.
Mm.
But believe it or not, that's the first drone I've lost over water since I've been flying over water. And I've been doing that a few years now.
Right. That's why I always say care refresh and stuff like that on DJI products. And
Yeah.
it's for overland crashes.
Sam says the octopus is taking pictures with it. Well, this was back in Jamaica Bay, so it's a wildlife preserve. So if anything, the crabs or the horseshoe crabs or whatever's
Uh,
crawling down on the bottom down there is
bro,
probably
bro,
going, "Hey,
it could
what's
be
that red light still blinking?"
an octopus down there too.
Probably in Jamaica Bay. Who the hell knows? You remember they used to dump bodies back there all the
I
time?
don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. We won't discuss any of that.
I don't know nothing about them things. I've
Yes,
heard nothing,
Akurasho,
and I've
Warren.
heard
You see what?
nothing about those things.
Hey, Jim's droning. Warren says another name for a non-swimmer or drowner.
Oh, yeah. Yo, you know what?
Yeah.
Talking about. I heard
Good
something
one,
the other.
Warren.
I heard something the other day about some guy who fell off a cruise ship and he tread water for 15 hours.
Yes, yes, this was true. He
Bro, when
tread
I get
water for
back on that
15
cruise
hours.
ship, I'm cussing everybody.
The view chaser was good. Cussing everybody. If I ever got back on this ship, just stay away from it.
15 hours?
Yep, the ship actually turned around and went back. And the ship, Junior Glean, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Yo,
The
they could have
ship,
been in another country.
but hold on, the ship and the Coast Guard. Here's the funny part about it, guys. What got my attention to the story was a wife realized her husband did not come home last night. So now it was her husband, the wife, the husband, and a sister. The sister was with the husband drinking at the bar. The wife went back to the room, to her room, and thought that they were hanging out still drinking. So what happened is the sister, he got up to go to the bathroom. And the sister said, "Oh well, he didn't come back. He was a little drunk. Maybe he went to his room and went to bed." The sister went back to her room. Actually, his sister paged over the intercom the customer service, and he didn't answer any of the customer service phones. So she got worried, but didn't think nothing of it. But here's the ticker: the wife woke up the next morning and said, "Honey, Oh, he didn't come home. And then she thought something was weird. So he was treading water while she was asleep. She was she was probably sawing wood. And he's out there treading water in the dark. In the dark at that.
You, whoever gave my man the hee-ho or the
My wife, the ship's captain, and whoever else better not say shit to me.
Now, hold on a second. He was there with the wife and the sister-in-law.
They were drinking. Hey, Jerry Franks. Yes, they were drinking. And the wife went back to the room. He stayed with the sister. They had a couple of more drinks and said, I got to go to the bathroom. And that was the last they saw of him.
Wow. Oh.
And the wife, she went supposedly to her stateroom and went to sleep. And the next morning, she didn't realize.
That's crazy.
Herman, you said, what did you say? They better not say nothing to you when you get back on the ship?
Oh, no, not one word.
How many times he thought a shark was under him? Well, Jerry Frank said, it's funny you say that. It does sound Sky Control like a botched murder. Fly Guy Merrill, and we're going to get into that in a little bit, but here's something. It's funny you say that. If he thought sharks were under him, it happened in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, now the Coast Guard and the ship had a total area of 11,000 miles to find him. And it just so happened that some other ship was going by and they heard that they were looking for someone in the water and they directed the Coast Guard to him. But it did sound like a botch. It sounded like a botched murder. I do agree. And it was in the Gulf of Mexico this time of the year because it recently happened. It happened this week, right? Or last week?
Well, I heard about it this week.
Right. So it may have happened last week, but it happened recently. And it just so happens that the temperature of the water in the Gulf of Mexico is not warm enough for all those man-eaters because the Gulf of Mexico is quite big and there's a lot of fish in that water, a lot of predatory fish. But because of the water temperature, they all must be further down south around Central America and South America. Understandable, but 15 hours treading water, dude.
That's a lot of water treading right there.
A lot of water treading. That's a bad man. He didn't want to die. That's what that was.
That's a lot of water treading and pants pissing. He couldn't have been that drunk.
He hit that water, he sobered up. You see that big ass ship pulling away from you, you sobered up. No? Hope she didn't already spend that life insurance check. Well, no, unfortunately, Jerry Franks, as we know, that they got him before all of that stuff could be claimed, but sounds like a botched murder to me. For one, I'm just going to say, but for one, I haven't been on a cruise ship in many, many years, but the last time I was on a cruise ship, they have crew members that when people are out at night, that they're supposed to watch the sides and watch the rear of the ship.
To see if people fall off?
To see if people fall off, because on ships, people are always drunk. And this was many, many years ago.
But why they don't put up a, what do you call it there, like
a net?
Yeah, to catch
people. A net? That would be smart, like the construction nets that hang out all over the buildings.
Yeah,
right, to catch debris. Yeah, that would be very smart. Daylight come, you look over the side of the ship. Oh, there's like 3 guys on the side. Sleep, because they got tired of yelling. Could you imagine? Jody says he can tread water for days. Well, Jody, but the rails are higher than 6 feet, which is on some parts of the ship. On the higher levels, they are shorter, but if you fall, you're going to fall and hit deck. So I don't know what and how the hell he got over the side of the ship. All we know is he tread water for 15 hours. He's a bad man. Credit to him. I would, if I were his wife, I'd be packing up now because your ass didn't realize I was going the whole night. That's your alibi?
Hey, listen, Listen, the other dude got away.
Yeah, you're right. The one who pushed him, right? The one who pushed him got away. But anyway, real quick, we
You-
have some FPV news.
oh, really?
Okay. If you are an FPV pilot and you think you're good enough to enter the FAI World Drone Racing Championship,
Really?
they're giving up $100,000. $100,000 is up for grabs in 2023. If you're wondering what the FAI World Racing Drone Championship is, it's the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale. It's hosted in South Korea this year. In 2020, this year and 20 next year in 2023. Competition is the biggest prize of all, $100,000. They want people from around the world to compete. Because of COVID, they had stopped this tournament for 3 years. So this is the first year, October 6th through the 9th, 2023 at Chongyangol Stadium, which is a stadium 2 hours south of Seoul. But just leave it at that, all right? That was a tongue twister in itself. But they're saying we're delighted to have the 2023 FAA World Drone Racing Championships held in Korea, knowing this competition has been trusted to highly competent and experienced organizers. As I find more information about it, I will let you guys know. But as of October 6th through 9th, 2023, in Chongyangol Stadium,
Right.
they are going to have World Championship drone racing.
Okay. That's what the
Okay.
championship is.
So
You
we're not talking drone racing league. These guys are doing this before drone racing league even existed. They just took a 3-year hiatus due to COVID.
That's not the same championship?
No, that's not DRL. DRL
What?
is its own entity and trying to
Okay.
do their own thing.
I got
These
you.
guys have been doing this racing tournament in Korea for quite a while, from what I understand. And if you consider yourself an FPV racing pilot, that was the place to go.
You going?
I don't race.
Oh,
And if I did, I wouldn't. I'd
oh,
rather go to the Alps or something and dive some mountains.
you gotta
The
be like
bucket list.
those guys in the video game circuit. You got to go to all the big games as that and try to get into the bigger games and
Oh, well, see, yeah,
make thousands of dollars. It's the same thing.
Was it you or somebody showed me
Wasn't me.
something? No, someone showed me something on a video where this kid who was a nerd started making all his money going to these video game clubs
Oh,
at night.
there's a TV. There's a
Yes, someone was
TV
trying to
show.
get me into it, and I was
TV
saying,
show. One of the kids on the show, his mother didn't know he was playing. She always complained about him playing video games so much, but he was playing so much video games that he started earning more money than she does. And she thought he was selling drugs when she found all the money in his drawer. But he actually had enough money, he felt like he wanted to move out.
yeah, could you imagine from playing video games, hanging out on the weekends, gambling, and people gambling on you that you're going to win at Call of
He
Duty?
was going to like these tournaments, and then he got invited to bigger games, and then
Well, they tested whoever showed it to me. They tested him out. They bet on him once. I think the guy who bet on him, his homeboy, put the money up for him to have his first game, and he lost.
Right.
And his boy stepped to him and said, "Yo, step your game up. I know you're better than that. These guys are clowns," or something to that effect. I think it was you who put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was showing me. I might try to binge watch that.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to that $100,000 up for grab in the 2023 FAI World Drone Racing Championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Lawrence, what happened?
Go.
We were talking before about firmware updates.
Yeah.
The other day I was looking around, I saw that there was a firmware update for the Matrice 300 RTK. They're supposed to bring it into compliance with remote ID for the United States.
You're going to start seeing this a lot.
Shoot, I guess once again they're going to be updating those with and I don't know if they'll be updating maps and stuff like that. But I know they did mention that was one of the drones that we're going to be doing the updates on. So I do know I heard that it was going to be compatible with remote ID, the remote ID standard for the United States. What the hell?
What happened?
All the heavy pumping on the.
Oh, it's this makeshift desk.
We're gonna have to get you a what do you call it? One of those mouse pads to put underneath your keyboard, made out of Nerf.
No, it's a Nerf keyboard. My first keyboard.
Here we go. You get a closing play.
Like my closing play, my first record player closing play. I need a Nerf keyboard. I didn't see Jerry Frank's comment on about the cruise. He says, note to self, if the relationship is rocky, do not go on a cruise.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Wonder how many small drone makers would rather bow out to the American market rather than comply with remote ID. You know what? That's very interesting, Warren, that you asked that, because I honestly believe a lot of small drone companies are going to be hurt. Because in order to comply, yes, Fisher Price keyboard. Oh, Fisher Price. Oh, Gary's in Canada. He doesn't know what Fisher Price is. Okay.
They don't have that in Canada? Of course he does.
Fisher Price toys, Gary.
He knows what it is.
Hold on, put sharing on.
How does he not know?
No, not in Canada. Fisher Price might not have made it up there.
Why?
I don't know. That's strange. I thought he would have knew about it. Sense. But hold on. Of
course he does.
These are Fisher Price toys, Gary. It's like my first lawnmower,
toddlers.
Popcorn, my first retro record player, my first here's one, basketball court. These were all Fisher Price toys. So
I had the TV thing with the nursery rhymes on it.
Let's try this search real quick. Fisher Price keyboard.
Oh boy.
Matt. I'm sure they have one. Yep, they got keyboards. They have musical ones, but they do have them. Yes, see? Yeah, they're only piano keyboards. Let's try keyboard by itself. I don't think they have an actual key. Yes, they do. Here we go from Amazon. Fisher Price, my first tablet. This is what I need, you're saying? I need this to type on?
Actually, no.
See, it's got plastic buttons, so I'll probably break it.
No, what I was saying is to put underneath your keyboard like a nice piece of Nerf pad, so that way when you type on it, all you hear is the keys clicking and not the
that's smart. That's true. Carolina Airshots, how are you? Under 25 grams doesn't need remote ID. No, it does not. Now here's where you guys get a little confused, because you figure if I fly
flying in the park.
Right, but this is what I'm going to clarify with them. No, whether you live in Canada, well, no, I can only speak for the United States. If you live here in the United States and you think you can get out of flying a drone with remote ID for letting them know who you are, where you are, you can. But I can guarantee you, if you do not have remote ID, you will be limited to AMA airfields and small areas with a very, very low ceiling.
No, in those airfields.
Well, the AMA airfield, yeah, like we have here in New York. We have 5 places here in New York. You won't be able to take that 250 gram. Now, keep in mind, right now, present day, you see pictures like this behind me? Mm-hmm. You can get pictures like this behind me with a 250 gram camera. Not when remote ID comes up.
No.
Not when remote ID comes up, because you won't be able to fly in this area. Well, first of all, you won't be able to fly in this area because this part of New York is getting the first eVTOL system.
Well, I don't.
in the United States. So, but we'll talk about that
I
later.
don't think that's going to happen for quite some time,
It won't, but
if at
it's
all. But
happening.
okay, I mean, that's not something I expect to see for quite some time.
I have not seen. Let's see.
There'll be another. I think there'll be another Maverick series before that happens.
And see, someone said that. See, the Empire State Building is in red, white, and blue. I'm typing up live video.
Way in the back.
Well, it's no, not this one, but it's actually red, white, and blue for the soccer team. So now I'm checking out the ESB live cam to see if the color. Well, they're showing me a live cam. Yesterday it was blue. 2 days ago it was white. I do not see a live photo now. The actual live cam that I see right now that they're showing me that it's raining.
Oh, okay.
This is an actual photo from the top of the Empire State Building right here.
It's wet.
Yeah, it's raining. It's raining here in New York. This is their live cam. So, and it's looking down towards the Freedom Tower. That's the Freedom Tower right here. Wall Street and all of that. Southern New York.
I used to do from up there, Lawrence, like drop rotten peaches.
Hold on. The views and opinions tonight are not necessarily the views of everybody on the panel.
Toss them over the side and watch them hit the streets. Look at that.
Joe, it's funny. Book them, Dano. You know it's funny. You don't drop peaches off the side of the Empire State Building, man. That's
right down on 34th Street.
I would like to see what happens to one when it hits the ground at that velocity.
It's just gonna splack just like anything else.
Yeah, Jerry Franks just type in live video of Empire State Building. Usually they have cameras pointed at the Empire State Building, but I guess because it's raining, they're giving you the view, showing you that it's raining out. But that was an actual live camera on them. There are certain Earth cams that I found out you can check to do. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a story for you guys. You're familiar with guns. You're familiar with. No, here's one. It's drone related and has to do with heavy metal. Well, has to do with rock and roll. You're familiar with Guns N' Roses, right? If you're, well, yeah, of course you're familiar with Guns N' Roses. If you're not familiar with Guns N' Roses, shame on you, and you should binge listen to everything they've made. Except for one song, China something, that one sucked. But getting back to what I was saying, Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses was in an uproar because during one of his concerts, a drone had came down and interrupted his show. And what I mean by that is it says, whoever said UAVs produce some of the world's loudest, whiny, hadn't heard Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose complain about drone flights at their concert. Apparently somebody was flying a drone at the concert and came down low enough over the crowd that Axl noticed the drone, and he wasn't upset that he was upset that they were flying a drone because he was under the impression that they were stealing the footage so they could be recorded and he could not make money off of it.
Well, he complained in a tweet that that it was distracting to him. So
yes, it was distracting to him, but I believe more so he didn't have control over every type of media there because at Axl Rose's concerts, Guns N' Roses.
I told you from before that is the main reason why they don't want drones at any of these events. It's not everybody thinks it was all about the safety.
Well,
but
they're stopping.
If you check out what they label as the events that they don't allow any of these things at, they don't even mention any of the lower level league games that nobody really cares about. Only the ones that
I get it, but
broadcasting.
I had no idea, but he's one of these people that doesn't want any of their media being shown illegally anywhere. And I
I
understand
mean,
that.
I
He wants
understand
to,
that. He's right.
right. I do as well. In fact, some people even go as far as making sure their fans lock their phones and stuff away in lockers until after the concert. So I understand where he's going with that, but they claim he was in an uproar about it. And it was a bit of a distraction. Obviously, someone thought it was okay to be doing that. But also, I want to point out, if you know anything about flying a drone around a stadium or a
Mm-hmm.
venue, if the person was on the outside and they had flew down past signal strength, he would have lost signal and it might have went to return home or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
that showed whoever was controlling that drone was in the stadium.
Well, you know what? We keep saying this, and we keep saying this over and over, but yet no one ever saw these people who were doing this.
Right.
We would think
Right.
this. You understand? We would think that that was the case, but we don't know. That
This is true.
even with the baseball games.
Yes.
We would
Yes.
think
Yes.
that, but we don't know. It's just like we always believe that, oh, this person's going to get caught or whatever, but we, you know, right now,
Okay,
still the only way to catch the person is to catch to get hold of the drone.
That's true, but here's what they say. Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses' vexation also appeared to be rooted in his assumption the drone's mission was to capture unauthorized concert video footage that Guns N' Roses should own the rights to and income from. In retaliation to that, suspected aerial pickpocketing.
Isn't that not what I said?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, word for word. And I understand, but I'm gonna tell you, people pay you a lot of money to perform there, and you pay a lot of people for security. How come nobody saw where this drone came from and where it went to?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So either way, anyway, getting away from that, Axl Rose was in an uproar. A drone, without his consent, was recording him. Came down low enough so that he saw it himself, and I guess he didn't know whether to stop singing or go, "Hey, you!" and curse or whatever.
I don't think that would ever be the case.
Right.
I don't think that would ever be the case, that they would stop the concert or something like that. It would just keep it going. I know that maybe in between sets, or if when like an intermission or something like that, if there was, that they would complain, but they would hope that, just like anything else, they got their people in the back and all the people on the control in the set that would have seen it,
right,
and seen if there was something that they could even do about it.
Orange says they thought the drone was a bird, and we all know birds aren't real.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Hey, Crypto was good.
Here we go. You know what's funny? I've heard the stories about that. About how they birds aren't real, and the birds are actually like spies. Their cameras, they sit on like the power lines to get recharged, or like yeah. I think it was Gary said it. Firmware update.
So how do you explain the exploded birds in the ground that mistakenly touch the wire the wrong way and explode and land on the ground?
I've never really seen that.
I've seen it a few times. Squirrels. I've seen a squirrel running across the line. All you see is a puff of air before it drops to the ground.
I've never seen that, but I'm like, I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible.
Hey, listen.
Who knows?
The birds are, as we know, birds aren't real. What do we know? We're drone pilots, right?
No, that's not true.
Pack of crows I'm trying to befriend.
Who? What?
No, Crypto Man says, I got a local pack of crows I'm trying to befriend. Got to watch them. They are smart and they will act like they're your friend and then dive bomb you. Hashtag squirrels aren't real. Anyway, Axl Rose, get over it. If you don't know where the drone came from and you see whatever media it is from your concert online and you're not getting paid for it, that's who did it.
Well,
That's all. That's all.
I understand the whole thing.
I do too. He wants to get paid for everything he does, and with in the world of piracy, you allow a cell phone or camera in your glasses in the wrong place, and it's on the internet.
Well, shit.
Hey, Third
You
Eye
ever
View.
hear those people that seem to find your shit and return it to you?
No.
Yeah, they have these people that seem to just find people's stuff and turn it in for like rewards all the time.
Sound to me like pickpocket and return it for a reward. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen. But there's a few things that we wanted to talk about tonight. And not a lot of things going on out there. And
wait.
What?
Hold the news. Congratulations to E-Hall. They're in the playoffs. Of course, 4th year in a row. Of course. But I had to say it.
That's not news.
It is news to those out there who haven't been keeping up with things.
That's not news. This is actually the semifinals coming up?
Yeah, semifinals.
Yeah, the semifinals.
Yeah, so congratulations.
The semifinals, the quarters were fun.
Yes, Warren, we're going to talk about drones. He says, are we going to talk about drones, Phantom Flight 101?
What happened?
Warren asked, are we going to talk about drones?
Don't we always talk about drones here?
This is true.
Okay, we talked about what the RTK, the Matrice 300, right? And
yes,
Lawrence mentioned the FPV. Was an FPV drone, right?
Yeah,
that was zipping around at the Guns N' Roses concert.
Yes.
So now we're gonna continue talking about a lot of drones. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I understood from a couple of things I was checking out there, what was that? Was it Pete Pixel or whatever the hell that what those people are, or that article that they had on there that I was checking out, and I saw something also featured, and it was a drone DJ. They mentioned it, that how DJI has passed a critical data security that is by the United States and Canada. So according to DJI, they claim that its drone hardware has been validated in a vital security benchmark established jointly by the United States Department of Commerce and the Canadian Center for Cyber Security.
Now, can you just break that down a little bit for people that don't know what you're talking about? Because I had to read this twice.
Well,
to get the gist of it.
Well, I'll kind of explain this to you as I kind of go through what I was going to tell you here. You know, the reason why this is so important to DJI, and DJI has expressed this, that this is globally recognized security standard. You know, which you know, with all of the problems that DJI has right now, you know, how they're on this entity and the whole blacklist, they're like, go kick the can over their list.
From the Department of Defense,
Right. But you see, based upon this Department of Commerce, and like I said, the Canadian their cybersecurity, they have a way of that. They best I guess how they could say it is they're vetting the hardware that's in the products that they build.
So
basically, like I said, it's DJI's core crypto engine, right, which is the foundation for their security of their whole security system for their entire system,
for their
right,
drones
for their
and
drone system, their
yeah.
entire right. That system, they say, has passed this federal information processing standard, which is the FIPS 140-2. So
Well,
basically their hardware that's in the drones are basically, by the United States standard, safe and okay. And like I said,
listen closely.
like I
All
said,
DJI drones.
DJI points out that this standard, which is recognized globally, because believe it or not, a lot of countries do happen to follow some of the shit that the United States actually,
This is true.
they actually do. So,
Hey, Stephen.
it's supposedly recognized globally. They basically, the reason, like I said, the DJI makes such a point with this is because, like I said, is recognized globally, but it ensures that the hardware is validated and meets the special standard for the security requirement.
So basically what you're saying in a nutshell is, when the Department of Defense put DJI on that list to prove that their equipment was hackable or submitting data, things like that, DJI just proved to the world that their crypto core engine, which is actually a cryptographic module that provides the security features as far as transmitting data, etc., all of that is absolutely clean.
Right, but DJI didn't prove it. The United States proved it.
And Canada, yes.
Yeah.
Now, in the same hand, they're saying your drone is perfectly good and can be used in the United States
What's good, man?
in different organizations and stuff like that. Hey, Stephen. And in the other hand, they're saying we don't want to use these drones because they're transmitting data back. Now, they've already proven that this data, well, they haven't proven, but they've shown in several different ways that there is no data going back to China. They don't care what your chunky neighbor looks like 3 blocks away while you're looking at their pool or their car. They don't care what the dead tree in your backyard looks like. They don't care that the mountainside is burning. I mean,
I don't know. I'm just saying to you that this is what this thing is. Like I said, it's recognized both government agencies and non-government, as being the security standard. Basically, the
DJI,
the Aberdeen proving ground.
You didn't mention. Go ahead.
It's the Aberdeen proving ground for whether or not the junk inside of your equipment is safe to be, I guess, I don't know.
Well, here's something that I'd like to just mention really quick.
Yeah.
We were told that all DJI models, including the Mini 2 and Phantom series, were equipped with the core crypto engine, or this cryptographic module, security module. Mm-hmm. So even going back to the Phantoms, it seems DJI was trying to be, they claim they've been open since the beginning of selling their drones. Anything that someone has asked them about their drones and what their drones can do, they've made this information available.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know, that this is what I've read, and
No, I get it.
Right.
I totally get it. Just finished for the night.
I totally understand where they're coming from, and I think it was just, like I said, it's been a back and forth thing, and honestly, the argument will only come up every 4 years.
Well, you see, and Jim Jordan said they do care about a ton of crap you're doing on your phones. Well, see, your phones are different. Your phones are your life. Your
Right, but
phones are on 24/7.
right, but see, here's the thing. If you have any security on your phone and stuff like that, or on your computer, you'll find that some of these apps you have on your phone, pictures, and like even like believe it or not, I didn't know this, but you know, if you download those I don't know which app it is exactly, but I had it on my phone before and I had to take it off. One of those flashlight apps.
Yeah,
Norton says that they could be sharing your information.
I could believe
Now,
that
how are they doing that through an app that just wants to be a flashlight?
because in it permissions, when
Right.
you allow this app, it
And
says
that's what
you
all
allow
of these
this app,
apps.
even though it's a flashlight app, do you allow this app access to your pictures, photos, and contacts?
And
And
all
nine
of
out of
those
10
apps
apps
do
ask
that.
you those things.
No, all of them do.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Not even 9 out of 10.
They all
You're
do.
right. You're
And they
right.
do it for no reason, but we just become accustomed to accepting it.
Yeah.
And a lot of those picture sharing apps, you should worry more about those things. And the fact that you can take your phone into places you can't get your drone.
This is true. Or a camera. Because we were walking Coney Island, James Earl and I, this summer,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm walking with a 360, Insta360R on a
Uh-huh.
stick. And I'm walking through the park, and the
Uh-huh.
guy doesn't say nothing to me. James comes in with his XLR or whatever type camera he has. I'm just saying XLR, hypothetically. He comes in with his camera with the lens. Security runs over to him, sir. You cannot take, yeah, like that. Like that. The security said, sir, you cannot carry that. You cannot take pictures with that camera. He turned to me and said, what's the difference between this camera and that person over there with their cell phone? He says, look, all I know is we are told no one can come in here with photography cameras.
Is it
But
a
he
public
goes,
park?
in Coney Island, that particular part of Lunar Park was separate.
Is it a public park?
It is a public
I
place because
can't
you
tell
can
you
walk
that.
in for free. Listen, I know this. I
Can't tell
know
you.
this. So he goes, so you're
I
telling me the
can
people
shoot
with their,
video any place where the public is allowed to be.
well, that's what he claimed his boss is. He said, anyone with a hand camera, he says, so I can walk around here all day with 100 cell phones out and 100 360 cameras on selfie sticks, and nobody will say nothing to me. But I come in with a camera and a lens, I cannot take pictures. And the guy said, yes, sir.
Well, I told you to move out of my way, man. Step aside. Go get the
So
cops.
it is something that in some places it's going to be like that with drones soon.
What?
I'm pretty sure of it.
You can't fly in that section of the sky. You got to move over 10 feet before you can take a picture.
If you got a 250 sub 250 gram and don't have remote ID, yes.
Nah,
Yes. You don't think so?
nah. I can't imagine somebody telling you, excuse me, sir, can you move your drone over about 10 feet over in the sky? You can't take pictures there because there's public property over here. I can't imagine that. I would zoom in on his ass. I'm like, I can't take pictures of what?
Warren
That
says
won't happen.
Warren says Kelly Rowland's entourage tried to get her people to shut down their cameras at a public park here for a free concert. Yeah,
Mhm.
you can't do it. I mean,
If
it is ridiculous.
if it's a closed-in event, that's not open to the public.
If they're charging you money to get in, then it's a private place, and they could tell you that. But if you can
Right.
walk in freely off the beach, which is what we did,
If
we
open
walked off the
public,
beach. In fact, you know what ride it was, Herman? You know the white roller coaster with the horses? That little section right there. Well, I didn't know, but that individual
white
roller
roller
coaster
coaster with the horses.
at Coney Island.
I don't know.
At Coney, it's called a steeplechase, the modern day steeplechase or whatever.
Oh,
But that particular section is part of Coney Island, but they are privately owned. They're on
uh-huh,
their own land,
uh-huh.
and that's why they can charge $15 per ride for the roller coaster and stuff like that.
They charge for all of those damn rides.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
it's still.
you know it costs more to take your kids there than to go to Great Adventure.
Yeah, yeah. How much is the Cyclone these days? Has anyone been on the
I
Cyclone these
dare you to
days?
go and look for the prices because the one thing that I did find out about, because my sister went once with the kids when they was younger, and she was like, for the amount of time you got to pay for each ride, for the amount of times that they might want to ride something, is she said it might have been cheaper to just go down the damn turnpike.
And go to Great Adventure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. 85 feet. Let's see. I don't want bio. I want to know how much.
You
How
know what?
much rides, shops, dining. Huh? What
Um,
happened?
we forgot the sponsors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've been doing the stream and forgot the sponsors. Oh, ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame?
They'll live.
No, but yeah, but anyway, Wednesday night with those guys are sponsored by those guys.
Those guys.
Oh, that's the way. Uh-huh.
This is the way.
What happened? The doctor said something.
No, stop. Okay, according to this, the iconic roller. How much does it cost to ride the Cyclone? The iconic roller coaster.
I
Is
see you
10
sipping on
credits.
a
If
bottle
you
of
go to the
water.
park, if you go to the park, it's
Uh-huh.
10 credits. If you buy from the token booth, I don't know how much 10 credits are, but it basically comes to $10 a person. That was in 2021.
Right,
I'm sure they've gone up. Is it because they go up every year?
right. How
But
much is
how
that?
much is a ride at the Cyclone? Let's check that
But
out.
hold
It's
on.
still
What?
$10. It's still
Right,
$10.
$10. That's just to ride the Cyclone.
But now keep in mind the Cyclone roller coaster. The Cyclone roller
Uh,
coaster, the
you,
speed, the ride lasts about 14 seconds.
you're not understanding what I'm saying to you. That's just to ride the Cyclone.
Yes. Yeah, just the
$10.
coaster. One time.
Right. That's just to ride the Cyclone. One time, $10. Now, once you start getting the kids on all those other little things that they got in there, and the other roller coaster thingy they got over there, what's that? The Thunderbolt or whatever the hell the name of that thing is. I don't know. You go
No,
down the
they're lying.
turnpike, man. What
They're
happened?
lying. They
Who?
are lying. No, it's not 14 seconds. I'm exaggerating, but they're lying.
What?
They claim
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
no. I just searched Cyclone roller coaster. How long
Mhm.
is the ride? And they
Right.
said 3 minutes. We know it ain't 3 minutes.
Sure it is.
Roller coaster ride time. Here it is.
Sure it is. Why wouldn't it be
Oh,
3 minutes?
here it is. Today's theme park. Okay, best queues occasionally under 2 minutes. So you
About
pay
two.
$10 for a ride that's under 2 minutes.
Right, but it's going so damn slow.
So unless Cyclone moves at 10 miles per hour. Hey Briscott, how are you, man?
It's
Welcome
going
to the
so
live stream.
slow.
Yeah, it's not a very fast roller coaster, but it's just under 2 minutes.
It's
So it
old.
takes a minute to go up, to climb up. It takes a little while to climb up, and then you do that top level. Then you
It's
go down, do the
old.
second level, and the ride's over.
It's old.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
old. Old wooden roller coaster.
But
All that paint they slap on it is holding it together.
if they stop painting it, it's going to fall. Because that thing is stood there through hurricanes, everything. If the
No,
cyclone
they're not
approaches,
hurricanes.
Warren says if the cyclone approaches the speed of light, time slows down.
There's no hurricanes.
But
Oh
like
no.
Herman was saying, to go from New York to Southern Jersey to Great Adventure, it would cost you per person, I'd say about $250. You
Would
go
it?
to Coney Island, just roughly, I'm saying like
No, I'm just saying because
gas ticket and stuff.
but no, but what I'm saying, the reason why I said is because you got all these different specialized tickets for this thing, and it's one price you pay, you ride off. You ride a roller coaster over there like 10 times. If for $10, that's because that's the only there's nothing in Coney Island. I hate to say it, but there's nothing
Yeah,
there.
yeah. There's a
Old,
handful.
just nostalgic. It's old.
Hmm.
It needs
And
something.
people go to see that nostalgic though. You have the
Yeah,
Ferris wheel.
I got it. I get it. I get it. The Wonder Wheel, I get it. It's old, but I'm from New York. What I know, I mean, I've seen it 100 times. You should see it every day going to school.
Right. So it says, okay, hold on. Adult rides, Dino's Wonder Wheel, adult
Mm-hmm.
rides. Now, now Dino's Wonder Wheel at Coney Island, that big
Mm-hmm.
wheel
Mm-hmm.
is, check this out, is its own park.
Mm-hmm.
Now they say adult rides,
There's no adult
$45,
rides.
$45 gets you 50 credits, $80 gives you 100 credits, $115 gives you single
I'm
150 credits.
going to Great Adventure for that 100 and something. Nah, bro.
Okay, so Dino's Wonder Wheel is 10 credits to ride. So basically it's another $10. So basically a credit is $1.
It's
So now
$20 right there. You rode
so
the
check this
Wonder
out.
Wheel and the Cyclone.
Now to use the Cyclone is $10. To use the Wonder Wheel is $10. And to go on other rides and participate, so they sell credits. There's 150 for 150
Right.
credits for 100. Let me pull it up on screen.
This is
Shit.
what I was trying to tell you.
This is crazy, yo.
Turnpike.
Right here, $45 for 50 credits. Now, if you rode the Cyclone and the Wonder Wheel, you only got 30 credits left. You didn't even eat nothing yet.
Go down the turnpike.
But this is it. $80. Now single the turnpike. The Spookorama, the bumper cars is 8 credits, so that's $8. Thunderbolt, that's another 10. Most of the coasters are $10 to ride. And have height.
What the Spookorama you said? I'm quite sure that COVID's in there. Go down the turnpike.
That's how you're doing it.
I'm telling
If the
you.
cycle, yeah, adult rides, Warren, because some people will are small framed and small body and try and pass themselves off for kids, and then some. Never mind. It's a whole big thing.
I don't think that that's what they mean, Lars.
No, I know.
I think like the big things like the roller coaster and the
Right. The adult rides, like the Ferris wheel, the rides that if you go on, you could die because they're so old, are adult rides.
Yeah, if
you've never seen one of those kiddie rides slam someone to the ground.
If you ever get a chance, or it's on YouTube, you can check out the whole history of Coney Island and see what Coney Island used to look like.
This is true. And for those of you who know the parachute ride,
years ago,
people died on it. Lots of people died on that ride.
When?
Not in my lifetime. Not in our lifetime.
I know the wind was a big issue for why it was shut down. It actually came over from the World's Fair.
Yep.
Yeah. And I guess when they were cleaning out Coney Island, they just dumped everything over in Coney Island Creek.
Pretty much.
By Calvert.
Yes, it actually is from World's Fair. Parachute ride, parachute ride is I'm looking at it now. Hold on. I want to pause this. This is what used to happen.
50 feet?
No, this is what used to happen on the parachute ride, guys. Um, this is it going up. They used to carry you up in this thing like this. Okay. Now, what happened was because of the wind and different conditions, people died on this freaking thing.
Well, the wind used to shake the shit.
Yeah. And now it drops down, the parachute opens. This was the parachute ride, but unfortunately, the cable systems and braking systems sometimes didn't slow you down or catch you like that.
You know what's
And
funny
people
about
died
that?
on this ride. It's still standing today in Coney Island, this big
Just
steel,
the structure.
just the structure. Yes, it's the tallest structure in that part of Brooklyn. But this was the actual parachute ride, and that's all it was. And people lined up for miles around to get on a ride that could kill you.
You know what, Lawrence?
Or there was a chance of you dying.
You know what's funny about that? You know.
Oh, he said, what do you, Gary, what do you know about Coney Island Creek? Gary says they dumped the bodies in Coney Island Creek. He's from Canada. What do you know about Coney Island?
He's seen Coney Island Creek in the videos. Everything's in there.
Yeah. There are things in there.
No, but Lawrence, seriously, you know, it's that Coney Island it's got a history.
Yeah.
It's got its history. You know, there may be come a time where maybe somebody fixes it up.
Well, they're trying, but they're selling each section to different owners. So instead of it being owned by one or two people or one or two companies, now it's owned by about 20.
Well, you know what happened, right? What kept it dormant for so many years? It was actually owned by your boy. His people, his pops.
Oh yeah.
Had owned the land, and they wanted to do the whole condo thing, but the land is actually zoned for entertainment and amusement.
Right.
So,
and that's the only thing that stopped them from building there.
Right. It was left like that for so long. So I guess, you know, what was the last thing built there? The theater, and then the buildings way down, which is not part of that area.
And further down Brighton Beach, yeah.
Right, those no, the buildings way down.
At the other end, yeah.
In Coney Island, but that's not part of the same entertainment area. That what I'm talking about is where Coney Island itself is. But
right.
Getting back to the whole drone thing, you know, I don't know where DJI is going to push the point, I guess, until somebody hears them. Maybe if people speak a little louder, then somebody will hear it. But I don't know. What does it mean? Where is it going to go? Who knows?
This is true, but they have proven over and over again that their drones aren't sending the data that people claim they are.
No, I don't. Listen, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it is sending any data. All I know is that based upon their standards, what they I don't know what they do to vet these things. I don't know what their process is, but apparently they claim that everything is okay. And I guess the cries and all of the noise that's being made is just like what you were talking about before.
Yeah.
About how someone could you could sell a product and that state collects sales tax on that product and then gives you a ticket, says that the product is illegal in this state.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yet collecting state sales tax on it.
They're selling drones in New York and saying you can't fly drones in New York. You guys know if it was illegal to fly drones in New York City, we would all be arrested.
Would we?
Ray Kelly. How are you, Ray Kelly? You know what? They'd have to create a prison in New York just for drone pilots. That's how many of us there are.
No, not really. No, I'm quite sure there's more drunks out there than there are drone pilots, and they got enough room for them in a regular jail.
True. You have a valid point there. You might have a valid point there.
I'm just saying that does happen, where
Captain Ray, how are you?
state sales tax is collected on certain items, and then you end up getting tickets and fines for using such said item in that state. Oh boy. If anybody
Everyone's hinting that Gary might be a mobster. And I just put in
Gary?
the chat, Canada's where mobsters go to live.
Well, I mean, I don't disbelieve that that's a possibility that Gary could be a mobster. I mean, the way he moves, the way he speaks, he's moving. He's going down to Florida for the South Florida drone meetup. Kind of threatened that I had to be there,
Yeah. It made me a little nervous there.
Kind of hinted that I had to be there,
Yeah, right. And he wanted us to meet the missus, so we have to pay homage to the Don. and see how it turns out. We will get down to Florida. It's just a matter, like Herman said, of waiting to see what's going on in the next few weeks coming up to month. I'm just saying.
Christmas is another thing coming up in the next few weeks to a month.
Yeah. After I recoup from that some.
But
he lives in a country with no neighbors, Jim's droning says. See? Jim's ratting him out. Watch it, Jim. Don't answer the door.
Who, Gary?
Yeah. Because he lives in a country with no neighbors. Yep. That's just how they do it. Invite you over to dinner. 4 people show up, 3 leave.
You ever seen
Gary says we better go. We might end up in the creek.
See?
See? He's threatening us again. See?
Now look at this. This man is threatening to put someone in a creek that's hundreds of miles from where he lives at.
Knowing I can't swim.
You don't have to swim in Coney Island Creek. You can walk.
I know, because you're going to sink in the mud.
No, you can walk.
Across the shopping carts and
there's so much shit in Coney Island Creek, and then the tide when it's low, you can walk.
Let me know. I'll give your number, Herman and Lawrence. We'll let you know. We'll let you know, man.
What happened?
Ray's giving numbers to people to see how many people are showing up. I think Tony says he's number 41. Number 41 checking in. Ray's giving numbers to everyone that shows.
Really?
I don't know. Some kind of number system.
No, Ray, reserve my old jersey number for me.
Oh, let's see. What's up? What's up now?
Oh, you know what though, Lawrence? We do got to get out and fly this week.
A what?
We do have to get out and fly this week. I think there's a day.
You think there's a day? Well, we're busy Saturday.
I think there's a day.
We're busy Saturday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I have to run to Manhattan and go visit my nephew. After that, I'm free. But Friday, what's happening? What's the weather going to be like Friday?
I think that's the day.
That's the day that we need to get out and fly.
I think the day.
Because Saturday we're busy all day.
Yeah, I think that's the day.
Hold on. Let's look at the local weather.
Yeah, I don't
see.
I'm sorry, guys.
Friday morning's going to be sunny, but about 47 for a high.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If you say yes now, you're Ray Kelly. We're not committing. He says if we say yes now, we'll be number 69 and 70.
Oh no, I can't have those numbers, man.
Give someone else a 69.
Yeah, I can't.
What's your old jersey number? Ray Kelly said
55.
Nope, he gave that out already. Unless you make him 55A.
Give him 69.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, Lawrence, a couple of weeks ago, Gary pouring concrete on his property, just saying, you know, Jims, don't answer the door, man, after this live
Oh,
stream.
he said Gary poured concrete on his property.
Yeah, he said a couple of weeks ago, Gary was pouring concrete on his property.
You know
And
what?
what does he know about Coney Island Creek, really?
You know what? We got one vision aerial here in the chat, right? I just want to say to you, I have not forgotten about you. I've been told super duper busy, but I got something special coming for you for the holidays, man. I haven't forgot you. I haven't forgot you.
Okay, very nice. Very, very nice of you.
Well,
Um,
we messed up on his what he was supposed to have gotten from last Christmas when we did the
101
giveaways for
sounds
Christmas.
good.
Because that's when the silicone thing that he mentioned was given away.
Oh, okay. Tammy Jean is 55. Okay, so he'll have to be 55A.
Oh, wait, hey, that's not polite.
And Gary was pouring colored concrete. He could afford the good shit. To add colors to his concrete. We gotta get to this next story, Herman.
What? We got
We gotta get to this next story.
why?
Because the video that I'm showing, even though CGI was added in,
Oh,
I look
but you
forward
know
to
what?
seeing this
That
with my eyes in the next 2 years.
it'll never happen.
Yeah, that's what they said about drone delivery too.
We still haven't gotten a bagel nor pizza pianos delivered by
That's all
the
right.
drone
I don't
yet.
care about that stuff.
But yeah, we talk about rides in Coney Island. We'll talk about some rides, but you remember we mentioned to you about how Archer was working with United Airlines that they have gonna have a shuttle that's going from their
Newark Airport.
Newark, their hub at Newark Airport to Pier 6 in downtown Manhattan. Well,
Okay.
believe it or not, Archer Aviation has a production aircraft midnight.
Called
Show 'em
midnight.
midnight. Show 'em midnight, though, Lawrence. Let 'em see
Oh,
what
I
midnight
wanted
looks
to pause. I wanted to play the audio for one thing, just to say that I found out that
like.
Archer uses the same music source that we use, Herman,
Yeah.
because this song this music
Mhm.
that's on the track
Don't worry
is
about
I've
it.
used in several videos, but I'm muting it anyway. So
Well,
go ahead.
show 'em Archer because Archer, what Archer has here with Midnight. Midnight is a pilot plus 4-passenger eVTOL.
Yep.
Right? Now, like I said, they unveiled Midnight. This was during an open house event that they had in Palo Alto, California. Midnight is the evolution
This
of
is it here.
of Archer's demonstrator aircraft that we've shown you several times in
Yep.
different videos. Well, this is the evolution of of
This
the
is
the demonstrator.
the
Now,
finalized version.
yes, because Maker has validated its 12 tilt 6 12 tilt 6 configured key enabled technology. So Midnight is designed, right? According to Aero News, they say that Midnight is designed for safe, sustainable, because it's they believe that this technology is cheaper to use. And based on what I'm hearing,
Mhm.
it is much cheaper to sustain than a helicopter
Yes, they
because
are totally electric.
it's quiet, and believe it or not, this is capable of carrying a payload of over 1,000 pounds. So we're talking about carrying 4 passengers plus pilot. So that's
Yes.
roughly a little over. And if you wanted to stay with the 1,000 pounds, was that about 200 pounds a piece? But something like that, roughly like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
You're slightly over 200, but
right.
the cool
So,
thing is that they will be
but
flying this. This
no, but
is the seat. Go ahead.
what I think is the thing. What I don't understand how what they say with this. Believe it, and this is the thing. It was interesting when I was reading about this in a couple of places. Midnight, they claim, is optimized for, and then all of them do that. All of them claim this for back and forth trips in short range of up to about 20 miles. So,
And it will fly at an altitude of 2,000 feet, and from 2,000 feet will only hit 45 decibels. So you will barely hear it as it's flying.
well, but I found that was interesting. Most interesting about it is that it's only a 10-minute charge in between flights.
Yes, yes, yes. And I
So if you
wanted to
had
go.
two of these, you could run it all day. You could run it all day back and forth, because they say, what is it, 10 minutes from
It's a 10-minute ride from
airport
Newark,
to
New
the air,
Jersey
right? Because of the
to
speed that this thing can travel at.
this spot right here in the video, which I want to show again because we did a story last week on how they got the approval or the week before to land at this present day heliport.
Well,
Today
it's
is
not
it,
that they have approval. It's a route that they
right?
have
It's a designated
sites
route,
on. Once the approvals for
right?
eVTOLs are come to be with the FAA.
Now
Now,
this is the actual heliport that would be converted here.
as far as Archer is concerned, Archer is working on certifying Midnight with the FAA by late 24. So you won't see this for a few years, if anything. Like I said, they'll be using this as part of their UAM, which is Urban Air Mobility Network that they plan to roll out in 25. So, like I said, none of this is you're going to see for a few years. They're being realistic on the numbers. Whereas that the date shot for was 24, and that's when everybody, I guess, plans to have their certification
Mm-hmm.
on their eVTOLs. But like I said, you know, that they're talking about, they have plans for launch for 25. Archer completed its preliminary design reviews in August with Midnight, where they had to basically demonstrate or so all of the specifications for and manufacturing requirements,
Okay.
which enabled them to determine whether or not it was feasible for them for type certification for this craft for commercialization of this aircraft. So it's a lot that Archer has to go through to get one of these aircraft, but it seems like Archer, every day when we see one get a little further, it seems the next guy gets a little closer.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
We look forward to it.
so
We look forward to seeing this stuff come to fruition in the next 2 to 3 years. I mean, think about it. 2 to 3 years ago, we were talking about remote ID coming into effect, and it's slowly coming around. We were also talking about drone deliveries and all of these things. They're delivering medicine through drones. Will you get that slice of pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning? I doubt it. But
you got about a whole
certain
pie for what it's going to cost for delivery and drone.
a pie. How about a pie and some wings on the side? Gotta have some wings with the pizza.
Let me get one $50 pie in the middle of the night.
Uh-huh. Could you imagine? They probably wouldn't deliver after a certain time anyway, but who knows?
Yeah,
Anyway,
because drone delivery isn't all night. It's up to it's only during the day, and like they say, they claim there'll be a few evening deliveries, but nothing. This
major.
is for no. They said in what I've read, they said a few evening deliveries, but check this one out. Nothing past 10 o'clock. Like, bro, bro,
That's halfway
bro,
through the
nobody's
night.
delivering on the Van Dam bike after 10 o'clock.
Right. I know, right? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
You can't get Chinese food from the delivery man, but you can get it delivered by drone. We'll see how it
Actually,
goes.
actually, we can get deliveries after 10 o'clock.
Yes, we can now. That's until drones start delivering
Oh,
shit.
y'all are good over there.
Huh?
Y'all are good over there. You can get deliveries after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, up until midnight.
What?
Yeah, up until midnight. After midnight,
Whoa!
you're not coming, bro.
Wow,
You
I'm
don't
not
care.
coming out there at midnight.
I don't be outside after midnight either around here. You're just asking for something. I'm like this, a firm believer. If you haven't done it by midnight, take your ass home and go to bed. You're in a club after midnight
That's
and
one
you
thing.
haven't gotten laid, take your ass home and go to bed.
Damn, it's that bad. I thought people went to the club after midnight.
See,
They did the 4 hour special.
those are the people that are going to sleep all day the next day too.
They do the 4 hour special. They go late and leave late.
Listen, I'm the kind of person, if it's not happening by 12, I'm going to sleep.
No, but really though, Lawrence, seriously. Archer claims to be making leaps and bounds with Maker's test program, and they're scheduled in the coming in up and coming weeks for a full transition flight
I like
with this
their,
with this bird
okay.
with this bird. So this is 12 months after their first hover test with this hover flight with this bird. They're ready to
Right,
go.
next.
They're ready to go
The
full
transition and they're ready to go.
Yep. They're
All
ready to
right.
go full transition, just like Lilium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, they keep on doing the testing, keep on doing what they're doing, right? Eventually, we'll start seeing this stuff in the air.
That would be nice.
I would. I would like to see this kind of stuff, to be able to do stories and talk about this stuff coming up. And then half the people that I tell this stuff is going on, they're like, oh, don't pay him no mind. He flies drones.
Oh,
So it'll be good to see some of this stuff. What's happening on
the Yankees offered man Aaron Judge a deal because
they better.
because he can make baseballs take flight.
They better keep that dude. The Yankees don't keep him, man. Like they do with so many other players.
They were
Just let him
talking
go.
something
Then the player comes back the next year and beats their asses.
they're talking something like 8 years, 300 million. I need a
That's
deal.
wow. That's
I need
crazy.
a deal like that.
8 years, 300 million. Now, wow.
You don't got to
That's
be healthy to
impressive.
be wealthy.
Okay. Listen, it's that's crazy, man. What did you say? It's how many? It's 8 million.
8
It's
years.
8
That's what
years.
I heard. 8 years, 300 million.
Wow.
I don't know. Is that a lot of money?
Let's look. Comes at $37.5 million a year.
Oh, that's not much money.
So for 8 years, he's getting 37.5. And how many games a year do they play? If you make it to the playoffs?
100 and what is it, like 30 games or something like that? 100 and I don't know. Who knows the exact number? I thought they
Okay,
had added some games to the.
divided by, I put 132 games hypothetically.
Okay.
He's technically making $284,000 a game, roughly, give or take.
for roughly about 4 at bats.
Yeah, to swing the bat maybe 3, 4 times a game if he's lucky. Yeah, 284,000 a game per game. That's not bad.
How much?
Whether he gets a hit or not.
How much? How much
What?
is this that they giving him
They're giving him 300
per
million,
game?
right?
Per game.
Oh, 284,000 and change
Per
per
game.
game. Per game, yes. Yes. We're in the wrong business.
Yankees, if you're listening, I'll do it for a quarter of that. I'm not going to reach the wall as many times as he does, but I'll do it for a quarter of that.
For a quarter of that, you can at least make it to first base once out of every 4 times.
I'm making it to first base every night. You crazy? I'm leaning into pitches for that. What?
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
I want a helmet with a flap that comes down over the whole side of my face because I'm leaning into pitches, fastballs and everything.
Listen, all I know is good. They keep them. They need to keep them. I'm happy that they will keep them, and so on.
You crazy? I'm be a switch hitter before you know it.
Oh,
because I can't keep getting hit on the side with the ball. I'm not.
Oh, that's how you get into first base.
Oh, when he's down, he's hit. He's going to first base.
Baseball. If the pitcher hits you, you get on first base. Irvin says he's getting on base every time.
Every night.
Throw the ball. He's going to step in front of the ball and walk to first base. So that 284,000. Hey, eat more possum. How are you?
Yeah, man. Telling you, every night I'll be on base.
Yeah, for that amount of money, 284,000 baseballs would, yeah, like Herman Munster would be exploding. Boom! Yeah, for real. You guys remember the Munsters?
You think
Herman used to go to the golf course or throw a ball. They kicked a football one time. He said, boom! It exploded. He hit a baseball. It just turned to powder.
He made that show so stupid.
That's Akirasho. It sounds like you're on poop duty.
What happened?
Breaking news. My dog is pooped for the evening. Film at 11.
I don't know what to tell you.
As long as he pooped where he was supposed to, or went outside and pooped, we cool.
No, that's funny though. Seriously. No, that's good money though. I mean,
yes, it is.
I guess it is, right?
284,000 plus, give or take, for 132 games that you may. Hey, Angie, how are you? That you may have to get it up at bat 3-4 times if you're lucky.
Well, yeah, I guess the average is like four at bats a night, right?
Okay, yeah, about 3 or 4. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. They get 3 times around usually, at a minimum.
Depending on what. The only time you can really get me in trouble is if you only send lefty pitches to the plate. Then I'm in trouble. Because I won't be able to turn and get the other side.
Well, you would think after getting hit with the ball on one side so many times, you'd barely be able to hold the bat the other way.
No, not for that kind of money. Motivation is high.
Yeah, this is true.
Listen.
You say you go for a Guinness record for getting hit by baseballs?
These guys are just bad. The pitcher's bad in the league.
Everybody's a bad pitcher when you get to base, right?
Like, yo, this guy crowds the plate. No, he don't.
So, do you get on first base after you get up off the ground and wincing in pain? Or do you let someone run for you?
No, I'm going to be on. Listen, I'll be running the bases.
That's funny. Angie, what's good? How are you? Hope all is well.
I'm getting my uniform padded.
Oh, you're not right. He said I'm getting my uniform padded. Damn.
When I start leaning in the pictures,
I could imagine too.
they would probably win with me more than they would win with Judge. And I can prove it to you.
You guaranteed to get on base?
Right. Right. He comes up to hit, nobody's on base. It makes absolutely no sense to have all them home run hitters if you don't have guys on base.
It's true. You're right about that. You're right about that.
And that's why the Yankees don't make it year after year.
That's the Yankees' downfall. They don't have men to get on base.
They don't got no small ball hitters.
Yeah. Could imagine. Herman, where do you think you're going to get hit tonight? Oh, well, this whole side has been laced.
I'm batting on the other side of the plate tonight. They sent another guy from the other side of the plate.
The world has come to an end. Angie's out of whiskey. She's having problems with her headphones, and she's out of whiskey. And I have a reason to believe that had she had some whiskey, she wouldn't be having problems with the headphones.
Well, bring your cup closer, Angie.
So you can, so you can give her some virtually, right? Well, good luck to Aaron Judge if he decides to take the offer.
I mean,
I hope he does. I hope he stays in New York because I'm tired of New York teams getting rid of somebody and then them coming back the next year or two and busting their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Serious.
Well, yeah, it happens. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, mostly New York teams. You let people go, they come back and beat you the next year.
Now, Lawrence, you were having a little when you was checking out that information on DJI. You said it was a little bit weird to you. This one was a little strange to me. I understood it, a lot of the information that I heard about it, but it goes back to like what we were talking about with Archer.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just Archer, but all of the eVTOL market, because the FAA has published a draft regarding air carrier definition that would add all powered lift to the existing definition. So basically what the draft says that the rule is an important step in the FAA's I guess movement to integrate the new
eVTOls.
Well, they claim the new aircrafts, basically, the eVTOLs, into the National Airspace System. So with this, with this whole thing, it provides them with the, I guess the way, for the wave of eVTOL aircraft that is expected to hit the markets, in the future.
So they basically want to have a class category.
Well, yeah, they're adding to the carrier system. Basically, they're expanding what's already being done on, like we mentioned, like on the Part 135 and other areas. But for the electric or hybrid multi-rotor aircraft that they're talking about,
right,
that they claim that they're expected to see begin hitting the commercial service space and by the end of the decade. Like we mentioned that, even before that, with they claim that with all of the makers and models that are out, with the exception of few, that they're all talking about point-to-point air taxi service.
Right.
So that makes it very I don't know, that makes a very challenging point for the FAA, right? Doesn't it?
It
To
does.
be able
We'll
to
see.
fit everything into that category or
I
different
understand they're
models and
trying to,
everything.
but I understand they're trying to put eVTOLs in the category of air carrier or whatever category they want to put
Like
them
right
into.
now, like Matternet and them, they're all under the air carrier system.
Yeah.
That's what they're operating under. Everyone that's doing drone delivery trials right now, that's what they're operating under. So if you want to deliver people, I guess, back and forth that they want to, I listen, who knows?
Cool, Vic. What's good, man? How are you, brother? What's good, Ray?
What's up, man? Cool, big.
Well,
I gotta holler at Ray, man. Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting just to see with all these parts that they need to fit in this air mobility network that they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to build. You need a part 121, a part 135,
Well,
but also you need a part 91, 125, 136, and these
right.
cover if
That's
these
because you gotta cover all different standards that the FAA claims that you must reach, because that's what you said you wanted to operate under.
it
But
would be easier to fly a combustible plane.
no, but if you get into it, what they were saying, right? There's a entire new possibilities that were unseen before, by traditional, fixed wings
Thanks, Ray. Have a good stream.
and rotor wing aircraft. It was some of these things were unseen before. If you remember, what other air vehicle did that? The helicopters and the Harrier jump jet, but that took off. They haven't. This is now starting to evolve, and many of these things actually fly faster than helicopters because they're not helicopters; they're planes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just the way they take off.
So they're not
It's
they're not coming up with new categories. They're just expanding the same old categories.
well,
Because they're saying
all of
that these
these.
changes are going to be made before the aircrafts even come to fruition. Not to fruition, before they're even certified, these aircraft. So these
Okay.
changes are going to be made before the aircrafts even come.
Well, they need to get their shit together. I want to see some eVTOLs.
Well, the FAA is also working on, developing new requirements for the pilots for these things that were not required by helicopter pilots. If you want to
Understandable.
compare it to a helicopter,
Yeah,
just the space that
understandable.
it's going to operate in. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have small planes that operate similar to helicopters.
And you rarely see helicopters at, well, not really. Here in New York, I've seen helicopters at 2,000 feet.
See, here's the deal. See, believe it or not, from the different publication here, they say what Aero News is saying that these publications for the standards,
Uh-huh.
they'll be published probably by the late 23, late next year. You only got about a month left for the year.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You
I
know,
know. And already the year is out.
so this time next year they should know already. What do you think?
I hope so. And I want to see a test. I want to see something in the air.
Right,
I
because
mean,
I said they talking about housekeeping you know, on updates for basic requirements that are already in place.
right.
They're just revamping the whole definition of what an air carrier is, and expanding it to be able to fit the new aircrafts and what they all expect to do, because basically the whole thing is point to point.
They're changing the game. I understand.
Yeah, they're moving the goalposts. I get it.
Yeah, they're changing the rules of the game, and
It's no longer
it's
10 feet, it's 15 feet. You got to kick it.
yeah, that's how they do it, right?
Mhm.
That's exactly how they do it. But
Listen,
I'm I'm eager to see it because I'm a techie. I would like to see some of that stuff before I start turning senile. I was saying, yeah, they were talking about that stuff, you know.
uh-huh.
That's all. I just don't. I know eHang is doing their thing.
Mhm.
eHang is staying in the two-man taxi service. They're not trying to stretch further than that. They're making
Right.
sure they stay in Asia
I
to
think that's
deal.
going to be localized though, and then in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
But regardless of it, you still have to develop some kind of um. You have to. Well, we always like to use the word ecosystem, but you know, I guess the word that some aeronautic competency amongst everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone needs to be aeronautically competent.
You
That
know,
that's
so
that's a good way to
basically,
say
when it
it.
comes to the
That's a good way to say it.
to the whole thing, and I guess that's it in a nutshell when it comes to these new aircrafts that they're planning to have flying through our airspace, along with our DJI and Autel drones up there. And no, Fisher Price doesn't have a drone. And
Not yet. Not yet. Look at Lego. Lego's building robotics.
hey, listen, Lego. I used to love Lego when I was a kid.
Yeah, Lawrence, most are already half crazy. Wait a
Who?
minute. Wait a minute. What am I agreeing to?
What?
Yeah, Lawrence, because most already half crazy.
Who?
Jim's droning.
Who's half crazy?
You said I will not agree with that statement. I'm just reading it. I don't know.
Hold on. Who's half crazy? Yeah, Lawrence, because most already half crazy. Okay, what'd you agree to or already?
I don't remember. No, I didn't.
Bring on.
Meccano.
Oh,
Meccano.
tell her to what, boss? What she was bringing one what?
Oh, most of us.
Well, you the one that told him to tell her something.
Oh! I told her. Angie was saying that she doesn't have any whiskey because her friend keeps coming over and drinking it all. So first I said hide the bottle,
Uh-huh.
and then she laughed, and I said, or tell her to bring one.
I hear you.
Yeah, but the most
So
of them are
hold
half
on a
crazy.
second, Angie. So you let your friend come over and drink all the whiskey and then drive home? Wow.
Listen, all I know is right now, Angie don't have no booze, so or anything to calm her nerves at night.
Uh-oh.
So, and it's a result of her homegirl coming over and finishing off the bottle, trying to finish
You
off the
gotta make a
bottle.
run to the stove.
So now, Angie, what you do is you leave that bottle with that little bit there. Oh, we go in half. We
Oh.
go in half a
But
bottle.
does
Oh,
she drink
so she
half
making sure
or
she
does she
getting her
drink
half,
three
don't she?
quarters?
Or she drink her half, and when you go the other way, get that extra cup. Just a so as long as you girls are
She
having
make
fun.
sure she get her half.
Oh, Meccano Man's Lego Herman. He was talking about the Lego. Angie, we've been just messing with you. I still don't have nothing left. I don't have my own bottle. See, mistake number one. Take that little bit that was left. Well, you don't have any more left now, but
You have to make a stove run.
it's 420 somewhere, Angie. Wink, wink.
Oh, it's 420 all day, every day. But what I'm saying is you might want to catch the store before they close.
Yeah, this is true.
It's getting late. It's running on that time. You won't be able to find a bottle.
So are we going to try and find someplace to fly Friday morning? It's going to be about 47 degrees, first of all.
I have an idea about something that I wanted to do, but
okay.
I'll run it past you when we get off the trip.
Okay, all right, not a problem.
101 things that I have to do. We can't do them that day, but
yeah,
all of them. But we might be able to try some of it. Check. Okay. But there is something that I do want to do.
All right, cool. All right, I'll make a mental note of that. Like I said, tomorrow I have to run to Manhattan, go visit my nephew, take him some paperwork, and then bring that paperwork back. And then after that, I have some local running around to do.
I'm hoping to get my car back by tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. You took your car in today. Yeah, I think that's right. You did say last night, and people, if you ever hear Herman say he's going to bed early, it's serious. It's really serious because he don't know when to go to bed. So if he tells you he's going to bed early, you know it's serious. He had to get up early this morning to take his car, but I don't hear those things from you. Usually I tell you I'm going to bed early or I'm going to bed or some shit like that.
Well, there's no reason to go to bed so early.
True. Gary, are you saluting Angie?
Oh, well, Gary's just being a show off that he's got whiskey and Angie doesn't.
That's how we live in. Just like a mobster.
Yeah,
just like a mobster. They show a glass of the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. But Angie, like I told you, if you bring your glass closer
to the screen,
I'm able to give you something.
Yeah, see. You'll be fine. I'm sure she's fine, but that's when you and your girl go half. All right. Well, it is what it is. Long as she doesn't go half with you and want to take the bottle home and bring it back tomorrow.
Oh, it stays there with Angie. But you know what you do, Angie? You go out to the store now before they close and get something for yourself.
Yeah. Run out real quick.
Then when she comes over, then you can go in half with her on the other bottle.
Right. And then you'll always have a stash.
Right.
Then you'll always have a stash. That's how we plan things here. I have some peanut butter whiskey standing by.
Uh-oh. That must be interesting.
I just tasted it in my head. It doesn't taste good.
Does it taste like peanut butter?
I like peanut butter and I like whiskey, but peanut butter whiskey I never.
Why do they just call it that, or does it taste like peanut butter?
Yeah, Tony, that's a new one on me. I've never heard.
Help me out with that one, Tony.
Yeah, does it taste like peanut butter, or did they just call it peanut butter whiskey? That would be interesting to know. I've never heard of anything like that. Yep, got a bottle of Screwball sitting here. It is good. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. That's what it's
called?
Now you're going to make me go on Google.
Hold on a second.
K-R-E-W ball. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Hold on.
Does it taste like peanut butter?
It doesn't look like it. Here we go. Right here. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Let's go to the $35 bottle, 750 milliliter, because we're all alcoholics. Free shipping. This is it right here. Screwball. Now they have that in something that looks like a coffee or shake. Did they say it? Does it taste like peanut butter?
They didn't say.
Has a nice color
I'm
to it,
hoping
though.
that it doesn't.
That's a yeah. That would be. I think that's just what they call it. It's got to be what they call it. Hey, Uncle Bill, how are you?
Well, I don't know. I sip on the the Macallan.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you coming in, Uncle Bill, all the time. Definitely. We definitely appreciate.
Oh,
Yes, it
Bill.
sure does. It tastes like peanut butter. Can you guys confirm that stuff, Screwball peanut butter whiskey, tastes like peanut butter or
Well,
tastes like whiskey?
Visionario
Put
said that
one
it
for
tastes
peanut
like.
butter
Yes,
and,
it
and
does.
0 for whiskey. Huh?
He said yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Then there's this stuff here that's pretty good too.
Glenlivet?
Yeah, Glenlivet.
Glenlivet. Okay. You got to have that fancy tongue, Livet, when you say it. Sorry to hear, man. Your Jeep is in the shop. Really am. I don't like to hear anybody's car is
What
down.
happened?
Herman's just. Tony just said his Jeep is in the shop.
Oh,
It doesn't taste like peanut butter. It just sticks to the roof of your mouth.
Okay, you good then.
Marcel, Ax.
Because I was gonna say, if it tastes like peanut butter, that might be a little
That's why I had the shivers, because I
much.
like peanut butter. I've had several different types of peanut butter,
Mhm.
even the fresh peanut butter you make in the store, but I can't picture it tasting like whiskey. Now, does it have a hint of peanut butter? Does it smell like peanut butter? But they say it tastes like peanut butter too.
Okay, if you
But
got
then,
an allergy to peanuts, can you drink it?
but that's like cinnamon. I don't like cinnamon, but Fireball makes a cinnamon liqueur. I don't like cinnamon. It makes.
Cinnamon is only good in oatmeal and baked goods.
Thank you. Yeah, Tony says it's very good though. All right, Tony, you coming down to Florida? Somebody need to bring a bottle of that peanut butter
Look at
whiskey down to Florida. I'm down to try it out. Oh, it has peanut butter highlights. A hint. It's not overpowering. Thank you. That's good to know. That's good to know. Then it's not overpowering. It's a slight hint of peanut butter.
So basically, if you got peanut allergies, you can't drink this.
Probably not. I wouldn't suggest it.
Swell up
Definitely.
swell up like a fried egg in the frying pan.
You swell up like the swamp thing.
Face. Swell up like a fried egg in the frying pan.
Uh-huh. Could you imagine? What was he drinking? He was drinking some whiskey. It was peanut butter whiskey. That's scary. That's scary. I would try it. I would try it. It doesn't taste like peanut butter, but it'll make you nuts.
Oh shit, Hennessy will do that.
Yeah, right. Any dark liquor will do that if that's the case.
Yeah, you drink enough of it, shit.
Yeah, you're right about that too. And for some reason, dark alcohol seems to make people want to fight. Lawrence, 6 gallons of moonshine, still corn, sugar, yeast, like 4 jars of Skippy Smooth peanut butter.
Actually, Lawrence, this is one of the most dangerous liquors known to man.
You drink that stuff Herman is holding?
You can drink this. You can bake with it. If you got a cold, you can rub it on your chest. You can take shots of it. If you got a cold, and get all.
You could use it as a de-icer on your car.
This is it right here.
Ray and Nephews.
You put this in almost anything.
But I'm going to tell you something about Ray and Nephews. Respect the gangster. You will lose your voice drinking that shit.
You can't chase the bottom of that bottle.
Right. You put it in. You put it in punch. All kinds of stuff.
That's Jamaica National Water. You cannot Chase the bottom of that
It
bottle.
does. It tastes like peanut butter, but if you want a jam. Herman, it's that time, bro. This is from a long-time bourbon guy. Okay. I had no idea.
Okay. Well, it's that time, Lawrence. I noticed you drinking water tonight. What happened, man? You got stones?
No.
Doctor tell you something the other day?
No, doctor didn't tell me nothing the other day. I just needed to drink some water. I was slacking on drinking the water today. So I just made up for it.
Straight.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Wait till the sponsors find out that's what you was
Hey, I went through 2 bottles of water during the stream.
Wow.
That's a good thing.
He's got kidney issues and the sponsors suffer. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. We thank you all for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back again, I guess, on next Wednesday with some new and interesting things to talk about. So with that being said, good night, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Nope, I forgot. I almost forgot the sponsors. Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
those guys.
Good night, everyone.
Scatterbrain is good too. See,